The newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The Health Department reports over 9,600 new COVID-19 cases. This has brought the country's total caseload to 1,658,000, with some 77,500 still considered as active. The relatively lower case count today as compared to over 11,000 on Saturday is due to lower laboratory output. The positivity rate, meanwhile, is seemingly much higher at 20.3% compared to yesterday's 19.1%. At least 287 more deaths were confirmed overnight, pushing the death toll to 29,000. Now, total recoveries stand at 1,552,000, with more than 8,000 new survivors logged in the past 24 hours. Average new daily COVID-19 cases in Metro Manila rose by nearly 67% and nationwide by over 32% during the week of July 31st to August 6th. This is according to the latest OCTA Research team report. OCTA said the average number of new daily cases in the National Capital Region during the period was 1,915. This is higher than the 1,149 average new daily cases reported or recorded the week prior, or from July 24 to 30. On a national scale, OCTA reported that the average number of new daily cases during the same period was 7,947. This was a 32% increase from 6,003 excuse me, average number of new daily cases the week before. Now, as for local government units with the highest average new daily cases from July 31st to August 6th, Quezon City at the top spot with 328, followed by Cebu City with 263, Manila with 237, Makati with 163, and Davao City with 157 cases. Meanwhile, the Health Department sees active COVID-19 cases rising in NCR despite the reimposition of enhanced community quarantine. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeres says Metro Manila is projected to have 15,000 active COVID-19 cases by the end of September, even if the government decides to impose a 5-week quarantine. And if ECQ is extended to 3 weeks before NCR shifts to a 2-week modified ECQ, active cases in the region will still reach around 42,000 by September 30. Now, if the Metro just shifts to MECQ after the current 2-week ECQ, government projections show that active cases will hit 58,000 by the same date.
Nakikita na ho nating sumisipa na ang mga kaso. Tumataas na po ang kaso, nararamdaman na po natin ang epekto ng Delta variant dito po sa ating bansa. At amin pong nakikita, based also on projections, natataas pa rin po ang mga kasong ito.
But the OCTA Research is hoping that the 2-week hard lockdown slows down cases as transmission chains are broken.
With the ECQ, we hope that it will definitely slow down the reproduction number. It will start decreasing the reproduction number as we break chains of transmission.
The National Police said it will probe the alleged sabotage and disinformation of the COVID-19 vaccine rollout in some parts of Metro Manila. Police General Guillermo Elizar said false and malicious information circulated on social media and through personal messages caused crowding at the vaccination sites. The messages claimed that unvaccinated people will not be allowed to go outside and receive the ayuda in light of the ECQ lockdown. Elizar stressed there is no existing policy barring those unvaccinated from going outside their homes. The coronavirus pandemic is continuously evolving, with Delta as the most infectious variant yet. Vaccine developers such as Moderna push to prevent more infections. Moderna's Nubar Afian tells us exactly what their plans are on Bloomberg. Let's listen in.
From the beginning, we set out to develop the most effective vaccine against this virus that would last for the longest possible time, help the largest number of people, and be safe. And of course, we had shown a number of those things, but not the piece about how long it may last. And this was the first time we had data that at least showed that 6 months after the initial vaccinations, we're seeing essentially the same level of protection, which is very encouraging. As you said, the Delta strain, as well as a number of other strains that are emerging, pose a set of new threats, and we're also testing against those. So far, what we've seen is that the level of antibodies that we see in our vaccinated patients is adequate to be able to protect against those. But we do think that the rate at which this variant is spreading should require that we think carefully about particularly vulnerable people, older populations, certain health-affected individuals whose immune systems may be weak, that at a minimum we should get ready to be able to offer a third booster shot to those and perhaps a larger number. And that's what we're waiting for the CDC and other health organizations to determine.
And when it comes to the chemistry of that booster, should that be offered, I assume that'll take into account Delta and some of these other variants. Will it be different than the other shots already available, the vaccine that you have already available on the market, because of how the virus has changed?
We are, as a technology developer, creating alternative solutions so that we can let the data indicate what's the best trade-off. Right now, we've shown data that our original vaccine adds so much more antibodies upon a third boost that it is highly protected also against the Delta and other strains. On the other hand, we're also developing variant vaccines in case we need to switch to a more potent, more directed vaccine against those variants. So we're doing the groundwork needed to have choice, and then we're going to work with the governments to be able to make sure we know what's the best solution at a given time. What we can't do in this fight is to basically trail the virus. We need to be ahead of the virus, and to do that, we need to come up with multiple solutions so whatever the virus does, we're able to respond.
Their triumphs are just the tip of the iceberg. And what we don't know are the stories behind their attempts and their successes. Join Paulo Del Rosario and Gretchen Ho as they take us through the journey of our brave Filipino Olympians on See Us Stronger, Kwentong Team Pilipinas, Tokyo 2020. August 8 on TV5, 1 News, and 1 PH.
Catch Kwentong Team Pilipinas Tokyo 2020 later at 8:15 p.m. here on One News. And for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.